This is the Royal Enfield Shotgun 650, and I've got it for about an hour just to get a little feel for it, see how it feels under my 6'6" bum. And I've just been riding it for a few minutes already just to get a feel for it, and it actually feels really quite good for nearly just about £6,500. It's actually a great little starter bike. So without further ado, why don't we get it out for a little ride and get lost and see what happens.
Tom Stacey.
And we're on some lovely little lanes, which I think is perfect for this thing. You've got dual suspension at the back, which is only preload adjustable, no adjustable upside down forks at the front, and a single caliper disc brake with ABS front and rear. So I am 6'6", so I quite like to take these bikes out for a ride and give you people an idea what it feels like for a taller person. Now I haven't got any other cameras on me today, so I can't film externally because I wasn't expecting to do this, but as I put my feet on the pegs, you can see my knees are pretty much in parallel with the top of the tank. I'm not uncomfortable. My feet, because of the forward style pegs, my legs are almost at a right angle, which is pretty good actually. There's no uncomfortableness, but I will move on to something in a minute. There's no rev counter. You've just got your speedo, very simple sort of digital dial in the middle, and I think you get the little tripper thing which you can connect to your phone, and you get like a very basic navigation system. Otherwise, really nice little straightforward, away you go. So let's buzz it into life and see how it feels. I like the noise of the engine. The engine makes a really good noise, and it pulls very well. Let's knock it into first, and we'll take it through some lanes. First things first, it feels, the handling is nice and light. I feel like I'm sitting absolutely bolt upright. But these lanes are absolutely perfect for this. You've got about nearly 50 brake horsepower, 47 brake horsepower I think, and about 40 torques. But I'm not uncomfortable, and I'm 6'6", and I've got a 34-inch inside leg. I have stupid long legs. The engine does pull really well actually for a modest horses that it's got. Brakes feel really good considering it's only got a single caliper at the front. So one of the issues with this, as I've already found, is a bit of a weird buzz through my bum cheeks. There's a bit of a vibration, and it rides right through your wrists and up through your arms. And I can't give you the revs because I don't know what point it does it, but it's about here. And it goes right up through the seat, which is a bit disappointing really, because otherwise this would be a marvellous little motorcycle. And it is actually, it's pretty good. But because it's so light and nimble, thank you very much, you can dart through these little country lanes absolutely no problem at all. Try not to crash into people. ABS actually cut in there. Don't know these lanes particularly well, but they're very pretty. The bike doesn't feel too small underneath me, but it doesn't feel particularly large either. The suspension's quite harsh, but not unpleasant. It handles very well, but I'm avoiding the middle of the lane here because it's just full of gravel. You haven't got any modes, I don't think. If there are modes, I'll put some text up, but it feels absolutely fine in this, whatever it is. And try and find some slightly quicker roads in a minute and get a feel for that. But we're bombing around at about 40 miles an hour down here. The engine is really smooth, apart from the vibrations. There's no like the throttle response is good. There's no silly power bands or anything like that. It's just smooth all the way along. These are certainly most tight little lanes, and it's making mincemeat of these, which I guess is exactly where it's aimed at. It's making me feel very confident. Hitting the rev limiter there a few times. This pulls well, it just seems to run out of steam a little bit quickly. Yeah, see, that's the rev limiter there, so I have no idea where that rev limiter is. I feel like it wants to go a bit further, but it gets hit by the rev limiter. It's interesting. Alright, let's just come into a little village here. I like the noise. I think that sounds really good for a parallel twin, and imagine with a little end cam bolted on it, it's going to sound brilliant. But obviously this is the same engine as in the Interceptor and the, can't remember the name of the other one, I'll put the thing up, the other cruisery type thing. So it's a great little engine. It's very lively. It's comfortable. I do think it's quite comfortable. I just struggle with the buzziness. It's a bit buzzy. I've not ridden any other Royal Enfield twins, so I can't compare it to any others. I did ride a Himalayan, the original Himalayan, a couple of years ago, and I feel like it's more refined than that, and that's not really a fair comparison because that's a single and a totally different era of Royal Enfield. Would it be alright on the motorway? It's not going to be comfortable for a long distance for someone like me. Ah, it's buzzy, it's so buzzy. Let's go up a gear. Got a nice little gear indicator. That's not bad, and you can see how smooth it is, and it's holding its line well. I'll go up into 5th gear as if we're cruising. Yes, it's pulling still well, it's holding its speed. We're in 5th gear now, we're only doing 50 miles an hour. That's not bad. It's definitely well planted. Ooh, yeah. So as a 6'6" man with stupid long legs, I am not uncomfortable. I don't know if I'm swamping the bike or what I look like on it at the moment, I'm afraid. But if you're a 6'6" person with stupid long legs like me, then and you want a bike like this, I don't think it'll be a bad option. And maybe just because it's only done 141 miles, once it's worn in, might feel a bit better. Right, let's give it some. Yeah, it's nice. It's the engine is smooth in its running. It's got a nice bit of linear power. Considering it's only 50 brake horsepower, it feels, I would say it feels a bit more than that. Yeah, lovely. Oh, this is not a bad little bike actually. So what you're getting for your 6.5-ish grandish is a tidy brand new bike with 3 years warranty, and it won't cost you the earth, and no reason why you wouldn't be able to ride on this all day long. Really, I'm certainly not uncomfortable. But as far as these modern classics are great, aren't they? And I think Royal Enfield has certainly got themselves a nice little market. Well, unfortunately now I've got to give the thing back. I would love to have one of these. I would love to have any bike really like this for a bit longer. Maybe a couple of weeks, get a proper feel for it. But this just doesn't quite give me enough to be able to take it on really long journeys, day-to-day living with it. Anyway, on that note, I think we'll end the video here. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I've given you a bit of a inspiration as to what this bike's all about, and if it's any good for lanky people like myself, or you if you're watching this because you're a lanky person. It's a good bike, and if I was in the market for one of these, I would certainly consider it. And if this is your first time watching the channel, please do consider give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time on Tom's TC. Ah, it's in there.